everyone, this is Jasmine and welcome to my channel. Today we will learn Node.js from absolute zero. So by the end of this video, you won't just know Node.js, you will understand how its asynchronous events loop works, how to manipulate files, handle npm packages, and build a working HTTP server from scratch. So let's get started. Let's understand what is Node.js. So traditionally, JavaScript only lived in the browser to make web pages interactive, like showing modals, animations, or styling buttons. If you wanted to write backend server code, you had to learn other languages like Java, Python, PHP, or C Sharp. Now, all that has changed with Node.js. Node.js is an open source cross platform JavaScript runtime environment that lets you execute JavaScript outside the browser directly on your server or your local computer. Now, let's consider this with an example of a restaurant. Now, consider that you are a customer and sitting in the dining area, and consider that the dishes is the client side, that is the front end. The kitchen where the food is prepared, stored, and managed is the server side, that is the backend. Now, before Node.js, you need one language to serve the food, that is the client, and the completely different language to cook the food in the kitchen, that is the server. With Node.js, your JavaScript skills let you handle both the front end of the house and the kitchen, like a waiter who is taking the order from you and giving it to the chef. Now let's understand what environment and tool setup we'll need for the Node.js. So before we start programming, what we will need is the Node.js and the npm, which we can download it from the nodejs.org. I'm going to use VS Code editor. We need command terminal and the Postman. So let's start installing all these things. Let's start by installing Node.js. Download the installer. Install. Once we are done with installing the Node.js, let's check whether it is installed by checking the version. Node-v, it will give you the version number. Once we install the Node.js, simultaneously the npm also gets installed. So let's check npm version. So Node.js and npm has been installed. We need to install Postman and Visual Studio Code. I already have a Postman and Visual Studio Code, so let's get started with the programming. Ways in which we can write our code and test it. One is the editor, the online JavaScript editor, which lets you write the code and test it. So this is W3 School, which many a times I use it to test simple JavaScript code. So if you write it and run, it gives you the result. So let's start with writing some JavaScript code. Here, this is my project, VS Code project. It's an empty project. I've just created a project with the name first Node.js project. So I'll add a file in it, main.js. Now here, let's write some code where a is equal to 5, where b is equal to 6, where answer is equal to a plus b. Now console Let's run this in the terminal. So as you can see, it is giving the answer 11. The way we write code in JavaScript, like this is a basic JavaScript code which I'm telling you. Now let's write it with let. We can write the same thing with let and it will work perfectly fine. Let's save this and again execute the code. We get the same output. So what's the difference between where and let? So we use let for variables that can change later in our code. Now we again have we have constant. So what is a constant? Let's understand with an example. Let's write constant name is equal to Jasmine. Console.log name. Now if we execute this, we'll get the name and the number. Now let's modify this name. Instead of Jasmine, let's write it name is equal to CodeSpark. And now let's try to execute this. Now when we are executing this, it is not taking the name which we have given it. So the constant, the problem with the constant is that you cannot change it. Once you assign a value to the constant variable, you can't change it. It will remain the same. That is the constant. Understand the condition statements. So if condition, I have just written the code for now. So here I have declared a variable r and given it a value 14. Now I'm checking the condition. If r is less than 12, print good morning, else print good afternoon. So let's see what do we get. So since r is 14, it is giving us good afternoon. Now let's understand the loop. So here I am taking the for loop. So in for loop, we have to write three conditions. First, we need to declare the variable, then we need to give it a range, and then the incremental value. So here I is equal to 1 and I till the time I is less than or equal to 5, it is going to print request number. So let's see this in action. So like as you see, it has printed request number 1 to 5 times because here I have given it 5. Now if I change this 5 to 10, it will print the same thing 10 times. And array. So here I have declared a constant variable car and it has few values in it. Now when I write console.log car 0, it's going to give me only one value. Let's see. So as you can see, it is giving me the first value, that is BMW. So in array, it starts from 0. It doesn't start with 1, but when you want to call a variable, a value, you need to point it from 0. Now we can even push a value to this array. We can do it. So here I have written the code cars.push Mercedes. Now let's write console.log and see what it gives it as a result. Oh, I forgot to save. So now as you can see, it has added Mercedes in our cars array. So in this video, you have learned the basic concept of JavaScript that we are going to need for when we work on Node.js. And for the practice purpose, here are the two assignments which you can practice, and if you get the result, please write it in the comment section. I'll share the output of this in the GitHub repository, and you can find the code in the description. I hope you like this video. If you like it, kindly like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.